So I want to talk about why the LGBTQ movement needs to stop forcing their religion on people. And the reason I say religion is because they push it so far as to say things with such authority that they will not allow other opinions to even be expressed, whether it's on TV or social media or whatever. Um, like they think that they know what is right with such certainty that you can't even speak another opposing view without like having your account deleted or having your post deleted or having your show taken off the air or whatever, because it's considered hate speech. So if you guys are so certain that you know what is right, that's like a religion. Now, you might not say it's a religion because there's no God involved or whatever, but there is a God involved, and the God is you. You are the God that makes the rules. And you won't, if it wasn't a religion, you would be more open to other opinions being expressed. So, for example, the gay lifestyle basically at its core is saying sex and sexuality is whatever you make it. There's no rules. There's no like set way it's supposed to be. It's if you are attracted to a certain way, then that's the way that you should be able to go. But at the same time, I don't think you guys totally believe that, because if you were to ask a gay person or a person who supports the gay lifestyle, do you think it's okay for a husband to cheat on his wife? They would probably say no. But why? Why no? Like, why is it that sex is special in some ways? So, for example, you can't just have sex with anyone. Like, if you're married to someone, you can only have sex with that person. But why? Like, what is the actual reason? It's because you know that sex is special. You know that. It's just you want to put only certain boundaries on it, and the boundaries that fit what you want. But you can't have it both ways. It's like either sex is supposed to be a certain way or it isn't. You can't say it's both. Because if I tell someone who wants to live a gay lifestyle that that's fine, you desire that, you should be able to express that, why can't I tell someone else who wants to have sex with other people who aren't their husband or wife? Like, what's the difference? Like, if sex isn't that special, it should be expressed in any way you want. It's like going up to someone and giving them a high five. That's what you guys are making it. And you might say, no, we do make it special. Like, they have to be committed or whatever. But why? The reason, or the question is why? Why do there have to be certain rules, but in other areas there aren't any rules? It doesn't make any sense. If you try to make it that way to where it's a combination, like, okay, there are some rules, but there are other freedoms to it, then you are making a religion. You are making rules that you're imposing on people. So you guys need to stop forcing that religion on people and stop putting it out there like this is the way it should be. And you might be asking me, like, why do you care so much? It doesn't affect you. Well, yes, it does affect me, because when my kids grow up, I have to talk to them about this, and you guys are imposing these ideas on these kids, and you're confusing the heck out of them, and I have to fight back against that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just let you guys have free reign to take over the world with your ideas And then if someone comes along and says, you know what, no, the gay lifestyle is wrong, it shouldn't be that way. Why can't I at least say that? Like, why can't I say that? Why can't that perspective at least be put out there and publicly shared? Like, that's oppression right there. You guys are oppressing opposing views. And yeah, you're forcing a religion on people, and you guys are God. That is what's going on here. So you might say, oh, well, like Christians, they force their religion on other people. It depends what you mean by that. So, like, for example, I shouldn't be able to tell a gay person who wants to say, yeah, I should be able to be gay. I shouldn't be able to delete their social media or delete their posts or cancel their show. That would be me forcing my religion on them. That's the difference. Okay? So it's not the same. You guys are forcing views on people, and you're making laws and getting lawyers involved and all this stuff to try to keep the movement going. Like, if you guys really thought that what you're doing was right, you should be perfectly fine with other people, like, debating or putting other views out there, because you're confident that your view is correct. Like, you shouldn't have to oppress people and cancel them and not let them talk. If you really thought that you were so right about what you're saying, yeah, then there shouldn't be such a I don't know, just an oppression that goes on. And the other thing I'll say is, when, like, let's say you're not gay and you want to support that lifestyle and help them keep their movement going and all that stuff, the reason that you're really doing that, you may not realize it or not, is you like that the gay people are able to just make sex whatever they want it. So if I'm some teenage kid or something and I see the gay people making sex what they want it, then that makes me feel justified to be like, yeah, I'll just have sex with whoever I want to too. Why shouldn't I have that freedom? And when I get married or whatever, why shouldn't I be free to have sex with other people? Like, what's the big deal? Because after all, we make our own rules. The gay people get to make their own rules. I should be able to make my own rules. And you can't say, oh, well, no, that's different. You can't cheat. You can't just have sex with whoever you want. And it's like, why? Why not? Like, you got to give these people a good reason. These kids are going to have these questions, and you have to have a good reason to answer them. So, like, if you're an atheist or something, and you're trying to tell people, like, you shouldn't cheat on your wife, you shouldn't have sex with whoever you want, like, what's the real reason? Like, if we are just bacteria or whatever, and we're just evolving, then who gives a crap who I have sex with? Like, really, who cares? Stop making any rules at all. Everything should be a free-for-all. You can't just have some rules but in other areas, it's just whatever you make it. Like, you guys, you know the truth. You can see the obvious truth that, first of all, there is a God who made you. You might want to debate about who that God really is or whatever, but you can see clearly that a creator made you, and he made males and females different, and their bodies are clearly different, and babies are only born with a male and a female. Like, that's plainly obvious, okay? And you might be able to play games with us and say, like, oh no, the Big Bang's been proven, atheism's been proven, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can play games with us for now, that's fine, but all the games are going to stop one day, and you're going to stand before God, and like it's all going to be over. Like all we can do as Christians, or maybe other religions, they have their voice or whatever. That's another debate for another time. But like all we can do is just tell you what we know to be true, and you actually do know to be true. You're just suppressing it. So I can also get into the whole thing about, well, if I'm gay and I only am attracted to males or whatever, like, how can I change that? Like, I don't have any choice in that. And the simple answer to that is we are all broken people from birth that need to be regenerated by God. You might think this is silly or whatever, that believing in Adam and Eve and that we're born sinners, but it's plainly obvious that we all are born sinners. Why is it that every kid or every teenager or whatever wants to have sex before they're married? Like, they want to. They don't want to save it for marriage. Like, why is that not there? Like, maybe it is there, but there's also an equal urge and desire to cut corners and make it happen earlier. And then also, people that are married, it is hard to want to only be with your spouse. Like, every single married person is tempted by, like, what if I was with that other person? Or what if I just left my spouse? Or whatever. Like, that temptation is always there, and those thoughts are always there. You can try to say, like, no, I don't have that issue or whatever. Like, that's a lie. That's impossible for you not to think that way. It's impossible. It's scientifically impossible, because we are fallen by nature. The only way you will begin to have a new nature that wants to only stay faithful to your spouse and wants to save yourself for marriage is being regenerated by God, like being reborn. Every single person, whether they reject Christ or not, they know what's wrong. Don't get me wrong there. Like, every person knows that cheating is wrong. Every person knows that having sex before marriage is wrong. They know it, but you won't begin to want the right thing, like sincerely want it, until you are reborn by Christ. The tension will always be there, to where you still have these old ways of thinking that you need to fight with God's power. That will always be there until this world is completely made new again. So there is a difference. That's what I'm trying to say, is suddenly with Christ, there's something in you that wants to do the right thing, not just knows intellectually what's wrong, because everybody knows what's wrong. It's just you won't sincerely want, like, purity and to be male and female. You won't ever, like, want that badly until you have that relationship with God. So those are just some thoughts I had. I kind of trailed off on different parts of it, but yeah, you can comment me or message me or whatever, and we can talk about it more. But that's all I have to say for now. Have a nice day.